Hello everyone. I'd like to present you a recent game that I played and what happened before the game, what was my thought process, and what actually happened in the game, and to give some insight into how a chess fight goes on the board and off the board before the actual game. So I was supposed to play on board one for my team in a league tournament, and I knew who would be my opponent, FIDE Master, a very strong tactical player who plays different openings and very enterprising chess. And I was supposed to be white, so I checked his games and I realized that on e4 he plays some awkward gambit lines where he early gets initiative, and I didn't really want to go there. Then I was considering, should I go knight f3, c4, d4, b3, and I noticed that against knight f3 he has some unusual systems and he feels comfortable there too. So I checked what does he play on d4, and I noticed that he usually plays the Chigorin defense, that is this line. After c4, knight c6, very rare, but some people play this, and usually they are good in it because they have more experience than their opponents there. But I got an idea. Even though I don't have a single game in this opening in classical chess, I prepared something and I was expecting this to happen. So I came to the game, I started with pawn to d4, and my opponent took a long think. I think he thought for 4 minutes. And then I realized, oh no, he is not gonna play d5. His intuition in telling him probably that I have something, and he's thinking, what should he do? And I was right. He didn't play d5. He surprised me with c5. And now I took a thing because I haven't prepared this. And of course, d5 is the principal move. But this is what he wants, yeah? If he plays c5, he's ready for this. So I was thinking, what can I do to throw him off, to bring the game into different waters? And I considered c4, but that is a little bit of a meek move, and it's fine, but somehow it didn't please me. And then an idea came to my mind, and that is to play e4 and transpose into Sicilian defense. And what is interesting, I realized for so many years I have been playing chess, and I think I didn't know about this transposition. Uh, it's just, of course, it is a known transposition. Obviously, it must be that people played like this, but I wasn't aware of it because it just doesn't happen in my game so often. Maybe I played it a long time ago and I forgot, but at that time I felt like seeing this for the first time, so I went for it. This was my answer to his answer to my preparation that he has foreseen. So he accepted the gambit, and the game continued like this. Um, these are pretty standard move for Smith-Morra gambit, and basically my preparation, not preparation, but my knowledge of this opening ended here. So I know that I should put my rook on the d file, and I have some ideas. I've seen some games, but not very firm knowledge. He played bishop e7. I put rook d1, sometimes preparing this move because of the pin on the d file, and he pushed e5. Now he wants to go to g4 and then to win this important square. And I didn't want to allow that, so I spent the tempo to stop that idea. Now my idea is to put the bishop here, exchange the f6 knight, and win the d5 square, which would give me some compensation for the sacrificed pawn. But he stopped it with h6. And now, what to do? And really, what to do here with white? I don't know. What would you play? I came up with this move. b4. Yeah, putting the pawn on unprotected square. My main idea was, if he takes, I can capture on e5 because the knight no longer protects there and there is a pin. Also attacking f7. So when he protects f7, then I could go into this trade, because at the end of the variation I have a check, attacking the knight and of course giving a check. So I win the material here, although it's a very unclear position because there are some alternatives on each move. I didn't believe that he would capture this pawn, so I had to come up also with what to do if he doesn't, and he didn't do it, of course. He castled. Now this was the follow-up. b5, yeah, undermining the protection of the e5 pawn, because knight is protecting it, and my rook is x-raying the queen, so I want to take there. So he has to move, and now I take. He cannot recapture, but he can evade with his queen, get away from this pin along the d file, and then my bishop would be hanging and my knight would be hanging, and that's what he did. Queen c7. What to do now? Your bishop is attacked, your knight is attacked, and this knight is also attacked via x-ray. Yeah, so not easy, let me tell you. Of course, when I played b4, I had to foresee this, and I had something prepared in my mind. This is the move, yeah? So now, if he takes on c4 in any of the two ways, he will have a problem with this bishop. So I liked that position. But I had missed this move. Bishop d8, just saving the bishop from being attacked. And now, still, these two guys, they're hanging. And for this move, my opponent spent more than 30 minutes. I don't remember, was it 40, 35, something, some long thing. And then he played this move. And during his thinking, I realized that he's going to play it. That's when I realized that this move exists. And then I was thinking on his time, and then I spent 30 minutes of my time to decide on the move. And finally, I came up with bishop d5. I haven't checked with the computer. It feels that this is the right move. It's crazy. There are so many options, and I'm not gonna show all the lines. This is just too mind-boggling, and I don't have a definite answer yet. So yeah, bishop d5. I think it's the best move. Not sure, but that's what I came up with. Let's see what happened next. Also, don't forget about this knight. Every time something happens with this bishop, then the g6 knight gets in trouble. So very complicated. He tried rook e8. I thought that his best chance is to take here. And when I play bishop b2 to sacrifice his queen, this looked promising during the game, but it's not so clear to me. And he considered it too, but he said he didn't like it for some reason. I don't know. This looked like his best chance, but he chose an interesting move, rook e8, just saving the rook. And now I get time to protect all my pieces. Yeah, but this was his idea. Take the bishop that was pinning here and saving this knight, and okay, I still can save the knight because I'm attacking his queen, but now he has queen c4. Queen c4, yeah, offering a queen trade, and if I trade, then my bishop is hanging and my knight is hanging because there is no more bishop on this diagonal. So very neat idea, yeah, queen c4, very interesting move. But I had something in my sleeve, I had something prepared for this move. All right, so what should I do? What have I prepared in case of queen c4? The move is queen h5, still indirectly protecting this knight because it is immune. If you take it, suddenly, yeah, the checkmate is certain and there is no way to stop it. Believe it or not, there is just no way to stop checkmate here. Okay, So of course he didn't do that. He could have taken on e4, but that is so messy. He just postponed it for one move. I had two ideas on that, but I'm not sure which one is correct. One was to exchange the two rooks for the queen, and the other was just to go back with the knight. I wasn't sure which one I was going to do. I postponed that decision because I had to play queen h5. That was a must. He played bishop e6. Now I came back with the knight, and he captures the pawn. Now that I don't have this idea of winning the queen for two rooks. So yeah, black kept his extra pawn, but white has more active pieces, and he has some sort of an attack. So let's see how the game developed from here. All right, so I attacked his queen. He went to c2, and I went to c3. Now I'm threatening to win a piece by knight e6, rook e6, rook e6, f e6, queen e8 check, king h7, bishop a5. There is a pin here, and if he takes my knight with his pawn that is there, I in the end take the bishop, and as you can see, I have a rook and a bishop and a queen on these squares at the end of that line, and he has only a queen and a rook, so that's an extra piece. That was my threat. So he connected his rooks to defend against threat. But now I played rook e2, defending f2 because he was attacking twice, and also attacking his queen, and it doesn't have a good square. It had to go to h7, but he played queen f5, and suddenly white is winning. After knight e7 check, a pretty little combination, rook e7, queen f5, there is a pin here, so white wins an exchange. This is how it happened. Now, white is winning, but you still need to win this. There is still some fight left. So let's see. Rook b8 was played, doubling the rooks. Idea is to exchange a pair of rooks, always a good thing when exchange up. King f8, bishop b4, attacking here. And if he tries to disconnect my rooks, then I have this tactic ending the game on the spot. So he defended his d6 pawn, and I forgot that he defended it. So I played g4 with the idea that on bishop e6 I can finish the game like this. But then I realized, oh no, the knight is protecting d6, so this doesn't work. Is my rook trapped? Have I blew it? Can white save his rook from here? What do you think? So white can save the rook, and I did save it with knight g6 check. Again, the knight is coming to g6. Of course, if black takes it, we just take the bishop. And on the other hand, the knight not only gives check, but also protects the rook. So the king has to go to the side. I repeated once to gain some time on the clock. We were already in time trouble. And then here, I'm not going to repeat for the third time. So I went rook c1. Now I'm threatening to capture, remove the defender, and then capture the knight, and then win in that way. So he protected the knight, but now this diagonal is open, so he can never attack my rook when I move my knight. So this move doesn't work anymore because it's just under x-ray. So knight b2 was played, another precise move, rook c2, because this would be a mistake to capture immediately, because then knight d3 starts to make trouble in my camp. So I played rook c2, and then the game finished quickly. I'll just show the last 6-7 moves. Once I exchanged a pair of rooks, he has no counterplay, and I set up a little trap here, let him take the pawn, but then with this check, I win both of his pieces, and extra bishop wins the game. So, crazy game. Yeah, crazy game. After the game, my opponent congratulated me, and he seemed genuinely happy that he was participating in this kind of a game. He told me, when I lose like this, I'm happy as if I had won. And he's a great sportsman. Not only he's a stronger player than me, but he congratulated, he was happy that he was a part of this creation. And tomorrow, some of his friends that I don't even know approached me and said, "Wow, we haven't seen the game, but he told us that he played against you and that it was a wonderful game. What happened?" And so on. So, and also his team actually managed to win the second place. My team was third out of 11 teams, and first two teams advanced into the second Serbian National League. So I congratulated him on the next day on advancing because they kicked us out. Yeah, we got medals, we got a trophy, but for third place, we were aiming for second. It was just a half a point difference, but still, yeah, congratulations to the team of my opponent for advancing into the better league. Yeah, and thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.